When people hear cortisol, they usually think of it as a bad thing. High cortisol, low cortisol, cortisol and belly fat, cortisol testing. There's a lot of noise out there. But cortisol is not the problem. It's not always a bad guy. It's a critical hormone that your body relies on every day. It helps to regulate energy, inflammation, blood sugar, the immune system, blood pressure. The problem occurs when cortisol loses its rhythm. In a healthy system, cortisol follows a predictable curve. It rises in the morning to wake you up and function and gradually tapers down throughout the day so your body can settle and rest at night. And that daily pattern is governed by the hypothalamus, especially something called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is the brain's internal clock, and it's by how your HPA axis responds to stress. But when stress becomes chronic, that rhythm starts to break down. The body's pumping out too much or too little cortisol, but it's also releasing it at the wrong times. Some people have cortisol spikes in the evening when they should be winding down. Others can't get out of bed in the morning because cortisol is bottomed out when it should be peaking. And that timing matters more than the total amount. I've seen so many people bring in saliva or blood tests showing that their cortisol levels are normal, but their rhythm is dysfunctional. They can be wired at night, sluggish during the day, or completely flipped. And that's not something you can see clearly in this, like a one-time number lab on a blood test. You have to look at the bigger picture, and more importantly, you have to look at the person in front of you. And this is why boosting or lowering cortisol without understanding how the whole system works, it usually backfires. If your nervous system is still in survival mode, your adrenals are responding the way they think, it's an emergency. And no supplement is going to convince your body that it's safe. That signal has to come from how you live, how you pace, how you eat, rest, how you gradually retain your ability to downshift. Your body doesn't need to be forced into a different cortisol pattern. It needs to feel safe enough to return to one. So when you hear cortisol, don't think high, low, think rhythm, timing, regulation. And when that rhythm starts to repair, everything else follows. Your sleep, energy, mood, digestion. This is where we stop chasing results and start supporting the system that regulates the whole thing.